So it's my great honor to get to introduce to you our two next speakers, who are longtime pioneers, and pioneers before we knew them, I would say, in their own right. We don't own them at all. And it's Jay Harmon and Andy Lipkiss. And Jay, you know, we would need hours just to begin to even give you a sense of Jay's extraordinary genius and humility, I would say. But he's a naturalist, an inventor, and an entrepreneur. And he worked first for the Australia Department of Fisheries and Wildlife and went on to found companies in his fields as far-ranging as electronics, bioscience, and transportation. His first biomimetic designs really arose as a child watching the ocean and being fascinated by the movements of water and seaweed, and why seaweed could be subjected to huge, powerful currents yet not break. You know, how could it be so, but you could tear it apart with your hands if you wanted to. And what he discovered was a lineage, actually, of many brilliant people who have looked to nature's favorite pattern, the pattern language of nature, which is the spiral, which is present in almost everything, from galaxies to the blood in your veins to how the air moves through your lungs. And he began building boats that mimicked the shape of dolphins and fish, and ultimately used this spiral design to design not propellers but impellers that have tremendous energy-saving potential as well as other benefits. He will tell you about a lot of that work. What Jay has proven, perhaps above all, is it's more profitable to copy nature than to destroy it. He's now, and with his wife and business partner Francesca Bertone, they operate Pax Scientific. They chose the name Pax to signify peace, because when you see the trail left by an impeller, it's a gentle, beautiful spiral shape that you would want to, you know, be near to. When you look at a propeller and the chaos and the sort of destructive force it puts in the water, it's definitely not Pax. Pax Scientific is really revolutionizing industrial design and working with companies in many different fields, including refrigerators, ships, and computers. And then after Jay, Andy will come on, so I'll jump right into Andy. And Andy has really helped transform Los Angeles from kind of the poster child of environmental destruction to a lighthouse of emerging environmental restoration. He founded a group about 40 years ago called Tree People, with the recognition of the critical importance that trees play in the ecology, and Andy will discuss that, I know, and really attempting to re-green Los Angeles. And the group was very widely regarded as being hugely successful, planting millions of trees, using tens of thousands of volunteers all over the city. But 20 years into the project, Andy did a self-evaluation and decided that actually it was not working. A very brave thing to do for a nonprofit leader. The environment was only getting worse, and he wondered if he was just basically decorating neighborhoods or rearranging the potted palms on the Titanic. So cities really were built before people understood ecology, and Andy went back in time and he took a map of Los Angeles and overlaid it with a map of the original ecology of LA. He looked at the prior ecosystem that he'd been trying to restore to, and saw reflected in it the underlying watershed that defines it and gives it its life. And like the city's decimated natural environment, the watershed had been paved over, channelized, polluted, and abused. And what Andy really saw in that fractured ecology was a fractured city bureaucracy. The Department of the Water spent $1 billion a year to buy and import water. The flood control district threw away $500 million worth of annual rainfall at a cost of another $500 million a year. And the Department of Sanitation couldn't control the inevitable pollution flowing into everything and was trashing about 40% of so-called waste, which was actually very valuable green matter that could be composted. So Andy set about a very patient 10-year process of bringing together all the stakeholders across all these different departments and showing with successively larger demonstration projects how you could have a happy marriage between economics and ecology. He was able ultimately to demonstrate how to avoid huge amounts of waste, save money, and dramatically improve the quality of life. It's called solving for pattern, where one solution solves many problems at once. Andy will talk about the Trees Project, which is a retrofit of the entire Los Angeles landscape, perhaps the most exciting large-scale attempt to green a giant urban area that we've yet seen. And it has the potential for tens of thousands of what he calls blue-green collar jobs. I would just say on a personal level, knowing Andy, his supreme skill as a citizen diplomat, much like what I witnessed in Christine, is much of the secret of success. As he likes to say, people holding hands produces lovely solutions. Andy has also created a a curriculum called Schoolyard Explorers, because he believes that young people can lead. In fact, he and Tree People have proven that. LA has the largest, in the US, the largest recycling program, 800,000 homes, which was really driven by the young people and the children. And former kids who volunteered as citizen foresters 30 years ago became the voters, some decades later, who helped pass a massive water quality bond by a 2/3 vote to really restore the LA watershed. So Andy has received many awards, too numerous to mention, but suffice to say, it's because of him that LA has now become an example to the world, and he consults all over the world, from the US to London to Israel, and certainly now he's in Hong Kong, hopefully doing things here as well. And so with that, I will turn it over, and thank you very, very much.